Hello, hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Kavelin, and I am going to talk to you today about a book that I think might be a great addition to your library. So I'm going to discuss this book, which is called The Worry Workbook for Kids, and it's basically a workbook that's written for kids and parents, but I think it has, professional tools in it as well. So whether you are a school social worker, school counselor, mental health provider, or a parent, I think this book is simple enough to be used if you don't have the background knowledge, but scientifically based enough that even if you do have some therapeutic needs, it definitely was going to give you some good tips. So this is a book I would say is for elementary kids. My middle school friends would probably think it's a little bit young, but the concepts are simple enough that if you have any basic language skills, so kids as young as maybe kindergarten, first, second grade could definitely do this. It would be awesome for third, fourth, fifth grader, because they could really get into some great discussions. So I think this book is, let's see here. So it's about 140-ish pages, and there are some additional resources on the website that are kind of complementary to this book. So it does give you those additional tips, which I always love. But I'm gonna tell you kind of my 3 favorite things about this book if you're interested, and I'll definitely link it below to this video. So the first thing I love, and it's one of my strategies always, is it gives shared language. So a lot of times what kids are experiencing is normal, and they don't have a way to describe it. So when we start talking about emotional intelligence and kids who have the skills that they need to be resilient, one of the things you want to make sure is that they have some common language to express their wants, their needs, their feelings, their desires, those concerns. And so this does a really good job of giving some common shared language so that mom, dad, and kid can always can have some conversations about that. It also helps kind of with that shading and that grading of those fears, so you can determine, is this a small fear, something that we can kind of work through at home, or is this maybe something we need to start considering going to a professional for? So I really love that. The strategies in here, the worksheets in here, the activities in here are simple enough that they're not going to take an extreme amount of time. I'm always very, very mindful of the amount of time we have to work with kiddos, whether they have a low attention span and they can't, manage to hold their attention for a long time, or you're just a busy parent or a busy, professional, and you might only get 30 minutes once or twice a week to work with the kiddo. I love that these worksheets are simple enough that they can be done in a small time frame. And anytime I see a workbook that has a kind of cognitive behavioral therapy base, I like that. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy, and it really takes into account that our thoughts and our feelings have a contributing effect on our behaviors. And so if you really want to support holistic change, you got to think about looking at those thoughts and those feelings that are connected to those behaviors. And so oftentimes when it comes to worry, we don't realize that there's a lot of behaviors that are rooted in worry. And so we discount, we might try and change the behavior and not focus on those things underneath it. So I really love that this has a CBT base. So this workbook, I think, is a great tip. There's a lot of different activities in here. There are some worksheets in here. And like I said, those additional resources that are available on the companion website. So the Worry Workbook for Kids is the book that I'm recommending this week, and I hope you guys get it.